Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video was actually supposed to be something different, and then when I was getting them together I realized that it's pretty much just gonna be this video. And I'm going to talk to you guys about my favorite fragrances from Demeter for the fall. So if you'd like to know which ones I picked, then keep watching. Now originally I was going to do an affordable fall fragrance video where I talk about my top 5 and give you guys some suggestions, especially if there's other fragrances that are a little bit more expensive that you guys really like, finding affordable options. And I realized that aside from 1 or 2 of the fragrances, most of the ones I was leaning towards were from Demeter. So I decided to do a separate video for Demeter fragrances, and I'm going to do a top 2 or 3 or my top picks for affordable fragrances without Demeter, so that way I can really focus on these guys. Now I have 6 fragrances here I chose from my collection because, to be perfectly honest, the types of fragrances that I generally gravitate towards, that I would love to wear year-round, tend to be perfect for the fall anyway. So these are the ones that I generally love in general and I've purchased from Demeter, and I just realized that these are probably the best ones anyway, aside from maybe 2 or 3 other ones that I might recommend. Now do understand, this is a favorites video. This isn't like a super recommendations video, but what I love most about Demeter is the fact that their fragrances are so affordable. There's a beautiful range, their library has so many different things, and a lot of their fragrances are very wearable. Some of them not so much. But the ones to me that aren't wearable aren't really meant to be wearable. They're supposed to be more quirky and fun and a little bit just silly, like pizza and lobster and things like that. But then you have fragrances like Kitten Fur, which is more conceptual, which just kind of reminds you of a warm kitten belly and happy feelings. It's a very beautiful scent, even though it doesn't smell like kitten fur, which to me just smells like my house, because even though I'm constantly perfumed, when you have 5 cats, pretty much every living space that you are just smells like cats. So I kind of like it not smelling like my house. So that being said, once again, let's get into the video. I'm going to pick my, I'm going to show you guys my favorite one at the very end, but I'm going to start off with these 2 little guys right here. And these are like the little mini splash bottles. Now, I think these guys are like $6 or $7. The bigger ones are 20 and the super big ones are 40. So these are really affordable fragrances, which is another reason why I really like Demeter. This is Bonfire and this is Fireplace. Now, what I like most about these guys is if you like smoky fragrances, or if you kind of like campfire-esque fragrances, if you like oud fragrances and woody fragrances that are more on kind of like the dark side and not so much like cedar wood or sandalwood that's a little bit kind of more woody and green, I think that these 2 are great. They're smoky, they're woody, and they're really, really nice. I think that the Fireplace comes off a little bit more ashy, just a little bit, but not in a bad way. It's a little bit darker, a little bit more kind of like burnt wood. And Bonfire kind of has like a green crispness to it, but they're both really warm, woody fire scents. They don't smell like liquid smoke to me. I know a lot of people, when they think about smoked fragrances or woody fragrances or fragrances that kind of are reminiscent of fire, sometimes you get like the liquid smoke scent. You guys know what liquid smoke is? You use it in a lot of recipes to get smoked flavor in food without actually smoking. It's really ingenious. But when it comes to fragrances, it can smell a little bit like, oh my gosh, I'm like rubbing myself in barbecue sauce, which isn't a bad thing if you're into barbecue sauce. But the thing with these is these don't come across as that liquid smoke, which is really nice. My favorite of them is Bonfire. I kind of like the little bit of sweetness in the background and a little bit of crispness that it has. But these are both fantastically woody, smoky fragrances if you're into those types of fragrances for fall, which I think is a great time to bring out these fragrances. So if you're interested in trying out some woody, smoky fragrances, definitely check these guys out. They are great. Next up, if you guys are looking for a more daytime woody fragrance, I really love Giant Sequoia. Now this fragrance smells woody, it smells green, it smells crisp, and the thing that's nice about this is that sometimes in the fall you have the cool weather, but sometimes it's hot. Depends on where you live, it depends on your environment. I mean, in Florida weather, most of the time it's 95 degrees, but you get a little cool chills. And sometimes in other places where you live, in other places of the world or the country, if you live in the States, even if you live up north, you could still have some hot fall weather. So you might have these beautiful, rich, heavy, thick fragrances picked out for fall, and they might be a little bit too heavy to wear if you're having a heat wave. So what I like most about Giant Sequoia is the fact that it's actually really appropriate for kind of cooler, crisper weather. It kind of feels like you're walking through a forest that's kind of chilly, but the fact that it isn't so heavy and it isn't so smothering like other woody scents can get, works really nicely as well when you're dealing with warmer weather. So I feel like this is a great daytime fall scent. Really easy to wear, really, really nice. I really enjoy this. Did an entire review on it, so if you guys want to know more, definitely check out the link below. But if you're looking for a really easy, woody, unisex daytime fragrance for the fall, I think this is a great choice from Demeter. Now these I've done reviews on, and I think that these are perfect for daytime, for evening. I'm not going to go too much into the notes. I'm just going to tell you why I like them. And it's the Elvira series from Demeter. Do not let this sexy little minx fool you. The fact that these fragrances, although are very sexy, are really appropriate anytime, anywhere. They're beautiful fragrances. They're fantastic florals. I think some of the best floral fragrances that Demeter has come out with. And they're really fun too. They're a little bit sweet, they're definitely sultry and sexy, and they work really, really well in cooler environments because you've got that sweet syrupiness in it and because you've got those really nice sensual floral notes in here. So Vamp, I would probably say you could probably wear a little bit more in the daytime, but Black Roses and Zombie definitely work in the daytime and the evening. So I think if you're looking for some fun, quirky, almost Halloween-inspired fragrances without it being too conceptual but being something you can wear year-round, definitely check these guys out. They are fantastic. Probably some of the best scents that Demeter has come out with. Alright guys, now for my top pick, my favorite. Again, these are just my favorite fragrances and just little recommendations I had from Demeter. And I will do a little recap after I talk about this one. But this fragrance is probably what my house smells like in fall, aside from cats. And it's a fragrance that my husband actually kind of wears on occasion. And it's one of my favorite fragrances. And that's saying something because I have a lot of favorite fragrances. I mean, not a lot. Do I say like I have favorites? But when it comes down to fragrances that I enjoy, that I look forward to wearing, that my husband gets excited when I wear, this is definitely one of them, and it's Mulled Cider. That's right, guys, this smells like Mulled Cider. Now, come like the end of September, early October, I go into what my husband calls mulling season. My husband loves Mulled Cider. I love Mulled Cider, and I don't like pre-bought Mulled Cider. I mull it myself. My whole house from October to pretty much January will smell like Mulled Cider because I am mulling it constantly. My husband is really allergic to caffeine. He gets really anxious to the point where we almost thought we'd have to take him to the emergency room. He can't have any bit of caffeine, no little bit of sugar, no nothing. And we're both the type of people, and this is going to sound horrible, where we're drinkers. Like, he doesn't drink alcohol. We're not drinkers like, you know, we drink a lot of alcohol. But we'd rather have a really good beverage than eat something. You know, I'd rather have a piece of toast and a really nice beverage than a really fantastic lavish meal and a glass of water. I like drinking things. It's just, and he's the same way. So he likes cider, we like cider, and mulling season is just so fun because it's, you know, sometimes we can have it hot, sometimes we can have it cold, sometimes we carbonate it. We've turned it into sherbet. I mean, we do a lot of different things with mulled cider. It's really a fun time of year for us to really just have fun with a drink that we really love. I know it sounds weird. I know I'm kind of a little bit eccentric in my regards, but it is mulling season. We're getting into it, and boy is my husband excited. And our house smells like this. So this to me smells like fall. The thing that I like most about this is It doesn't smell synthetic in any way whatsoever. There's nothing about this that smells off. It smells like a really good apple juice or apple cider that you mulled for hours and turned into the most delicious spiced apple drink. It smells exactly like my mulled cider. So I really love this. Obviously, this is my favorites list. I'm going a little bit quirky at the end here. But I do also think if you guys like gourmand fragrances, if you guys like more whimsical fragrances, if you guys like a little bit more casual fragrances, and you want to smell a little bit different for fall, this is really great because it's got the warmth, it's got the spice, it's got some fruitiness. So aside from it smelling like cider, in and of itself, it's a really nicely put together fragrance. So definitely love this one. It's the only, this one and Sunshine are the only ones I have giant bottles of. Definitely love this one so much and recommend it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let's just do a quick recap. The fragrances, if you're looking for kind of woody, smoky, sexy, easy to wear fragrances, and you're kind of a little bit intimidated by some of the prices of some amazing smoky fragrances out there, Bonfire and Fireplace are really fantastic. Bonfire's a little bit sweeter, it's a little bit more green, it's a little bit lighter. Fireplace isn't so much like it smells ashy, but it does smell like kind of burnt wood and not so much like an entire experience like Bonfire. They're both really great fragrances, and you can also layer them with others as well. I really like to layer both of them with honey or honey-like fragrances. I feel like they smell beautiful when you layer them with honey fragrances. So definitely recommend Bonfire and Fireplace. I like Giant Sequoia because if you're looking for an easy to wear daytime fragrance and you live in one of the environments where fall isn't consistently cool and chilly, but it kind of fluctuates, sometimes it's a little bit hot, sometimes it's cold, but you want a scent that's going to be a workhorse in any of those environments, but it's still unisex and woody and really different, but still really nice and easy to wear. I think Giant Sequoia is a fantastic fragrance. Definitely check it out. If you're looking for sensual, fun, flirty, sexy fragrances for daytime or evening, the Elvira series from Demeter I think is some of the best florals they've come out with. They're kind of cheeky, they're really syrupy and sweet, but there's something about them that's ridiculously beautiful, and if you were to close your eyes and smell them, they smell like some of the really nice, delicious floral fragrances that a lot of designer brands come out with. So they're definitely a steal and worth checking out. Plus, I just love that they're Elvira. But aside from that, they're beautiful, beautiful fragrances. And my top pick just for me, because again, this is my favorites list. This isn't so much like, go out and get these. These are the ones that I'm just recommending because I love them specifically and I think they'd work in different environments, is Mulled Cider. Subtract the fact that my husband and I are Mulled Cider fanatics, and we make gallons and gallons of it from like October to January. In and of itself, the fragrance is spiced and fruity and sweet, but not so overtly sweet where it smells juvenile. It's actually a really well blended fragrance that works really well in the fall. So I kind of really liked the idea of sharing just my Demeter picks for you guys because I feel like Demeter is a great house to check out. If you guys really want to explore different scents, if you want to try things that are exciting, if you want to see if different notes really work for you, or if you want to play around with layering, it is a great house to get into because they have such an extensive library and their fragrances are very affordable. This guy's 40 bucks. These are like 20 bucks, and I think if you get this set together, it's like 45, so it's really cheap. So generally, I really like Demeter. You can get little samples, you can get massage oils, you can get bath, I think you can get bath soap, body washes. You can get a variety of different products for the different scents that you like. This video is not sponsored. Demeter did not ask me to do this video. I am just a huge fan of Demeter. So I just wanted to let you guys know, not a sponsored video whatsoever. They don't know. I just really like the brand and I thought it might be fun to do a fall video where I kind of highlight and spotlight Demeter fragrances, because when I was picking out my fall affordable fragrances, most of them were Demeter, and I thought, why don't I just do my own Demeter video and then I can talk about the other fragrances separately. So yeah. If you guys like Demeter fragrances, there's any fragrances from Demeter that you think would be fantastic fall additions to anybody's fragrance wardrobe or rotation, let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to know what you guys think. If you guys want me to review any other Demeter fragrances, let me know also in the comment section below. I am always enthusiastic and excited to talk about this house. I really enjoy them. So as always guys, if you like my videos, my fragrance reviews, and things like this, remember to give this video a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue doing videos like this. And also don't forget to subscribe, because it's free and I'm free. And I put out new videos every Monday through Friday, sometimes on the weekends as well. So I'll always have something free to watch. In any case, I hope you guys are all happy and healthy and have a great day, month, year, whatever. And I'll see you next time. Bye!